lifetime to do it, and that's all you got, folks. One life to live, one chance to stand up for something that's right, that's for humanity, that love each other. I mean, one shot. We got one, and it's now. The past is the past. We got to look towards the future. But if we don't understand the past enough, that's the problem. Nobody knows what's going on. You know, I got this other story here that I totally forgot about. Thank God Mike Nelson reminded me. I didn't even print this one out. Someone did send it to me. But they're making it illegal in Arkansas, Indiana, Nevada, and Virginia for you to smile on your driver's license. Let me repeat that. You're not going to be able to smile on your driver's license. Why is that? Oh, facial recognition software. And Google and YouTube are about to apply it for all the videos on there to control content, to control piracy. Yeah. Oh, we're not going into a cashless society control grid where they track and trace every single one of our moves and we're at the mercy of the police and military and intelligence services. Oh, we're not doing that. All signs only point to yes. All right, we're going to go to Elsie in Illinois in a moment, but I got to thank one of my great sponsors before I totally and completely go off the handle and turn beet red and can't even do a radio show anymore. AlexJonesRingtones.net. You want to hear rants like this one? Rants from Alex Jones. You want to get people involved for a cheap price on your cell phone. You're out walking around. You're with your buddies. You're on the bus. You're at the workplace. You're in school. All of a sudden somebody hears something that means something, that has a point, that's speaking real. But you can get those for pretty cheap over at AlexJonesRingtones.net. It helps support this whole operation here. And believe me, I need the support. I don't know why people think I'm rolling around with diamonds and gold, but I ain't. And we need your help, folks. You want a way to get the word out? This is yet another way to get the word out. You know, you're sitting there, and then all of a sudden Alex Jones is talking about 9/11 being an inside job. He's talking about the swine flu vaccine. He's talking about the WHO. Okay? AlexJonesRingtones.net. Go check it out. All right, Elsie in Illinois, you're up. Or Elise, I'm sorry. Why am I saying Elsie? I'm losing it. Elise.
You did that last time too, Jason, but it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're forgiven. I mean, you know, you're upset, and I don't blame you, you know?
I can't believe it. You know, I report a lot of really crude and just unbelievable things on this show constantly. But when I saw that they're really going to ban you from your ability to say, no, I want a lawyer, I mean, what do we got left? What's left?
Well, what I was going to bring up was my experience. I got arrested 15 years ago in Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. And basically, my situation was they never Mirandized me. They never even told me I had a right to have an attorney. Mm-hmm. It was absolutely ridiculous. What I went through 15 years ago is what you're talking about right now. Mm-hmm. And fortunately, I have enough of a financial windfall that I had a really good attorney, and they threw it out immediately. Mm-hmm. When I finally got before the judge, you know. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, when you look at everything that's gone down in the last, month, MIAC, the lexicon, mm-hmm. Obama's speech last week about
preventive detention.
About preventive detention.
Yeah.
Now you don't even have the right to the attorney. This is not for enemy combatants. Anybody who thinks this is for enemy combatants has lost their mind.
Yeah, and you know what? Not only that, but these four guys. And these four guys that they try to say are terrorists, and then you read the articles and they admit things like, hold on, let me find the article so I can literally quote from this. Okay. Let's see. They came across more as a gang that couldn't shoot straight, and certainly not a joint enough to realize an FBI informant had been leading them by the nose. School dropout James Cromite, age 55, told the judge he smoked marijuana Wednesday, the day the police nabbed him, and his friends, they were allegedly launching the operation. So the guy got high on the day that they were actually going to launch this big terrorist attack. This other guy, Payan, 27, had dropped out of school 1 year before graduation. Asked if he could read, he answered no. Asked if he could write, he said no. So an illiterate person, somebody who's on drugs, and then the hardest guy, he also was intellectually challenged and suffered from a case of a form of schizophrenia. Then the hardest of the gang members. You know, these are low-level street. If they're from Newburgh, my aunt lives in Newburgh. I go to Newburgh, twice a year for family stuff. It ain't that. I mean, there's some ghetto action there. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not New York City hard. This guy came into court with his jeans falling around his buttocks. These are the new terrorists? They had no evidence that they had any links to any foreign groups whatsoever. Go ahead.
You know what, though? wait, because, give them 2 weeks and they're going to claim the illiterate guy was using Facebook and Twitter to coordinate it all.
You are dead on, and that's in the Virginia Fusion Center document. For those who are just kind of laughing about that, it's not funny. It's the real deal. I mean, I know. And what scares me is, it's so hard to wake people up. Like, I'm from a very, very conservative family, and they're starting to get it, because we were talking about this on my mom's birthday. When I walked in the house, I said, "Are you sure you want Ernst in your house?" And they all sat down and they said, "Well, we're all terrorists according to this new stuff because we're Republicans, because we're conservatives." And I'm, and they're it all on Obama, and I cannot get them to face that this started long before. This started before even W. They act like magically this guy who wasn't even a senator. Yeah, they act like this guy who wasn't even a real senator until 2004. That didn't even serve for half a term on the Senate is the root of all this evil. It's ridiculous. I thank you for the call. Right here is the hardest place in the world to wake anybody up because it's Obamaville. I know it's Obama country out in Chicago and Illinois. I understand. Thank you so much for the call, Elise. Eric in Pennsylvania, you're on the air. Yes, sir.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, man.
Hey, Jason. What's up, buddy?
I'm fired up, man. I'm beat red, and I am mad. I'm very mad.
Honestly, this is the real Jason Bermas right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I guess, man. I usually don't get this fired up. You can work me up like this about 9/11 if you challenge me enough, and I'm out on the street, and I'm really trying to get to people. I cannot believe we are losing our right to a lawyer when we get picked up by the Stasis. You know what I'm saying, man?
You have a problem with being thrown in a cage and forgotten about?
Yeah, I got a big problem with that. And beaten on, really? And degraded, and treated like an animal. I mean, did you listen last week when I played that clip of the United Arab Emirates, this guy getting beat with a board with a nail in it, run over by a truck in the desert, shot at with an AK-47 from 2 feet away? Is that where we're going in this country? Is that what's next? Am I going to get a board with a nail in it across my forehead? What's going down?
That was some pretty disturbing video. I saw that shoving the sand in his mouth.
Oh my God! I mean, how anybody could go through that? I mean, I understand there are people like armed forces. You're begging for your life, the whole thing. But it's at one point I'm gonna lunge at somebody. You better put a bullet in my head because I'm gonna bite your throat out. I'm gonna use my teeth, the only weapon I got. I'm gonna go for your jugular vein, and I am gonna bite your goddamn throat out. I'm going to let you bleed to death if you're going to try to beat me to death. If you're going to shoot me to death, let me get one last lick in. I'm not going to bow down to anybody, man. This is crazy. This is nuts.
Yeah, I'm sick. Seriously, Jason, I'm sick of it too, man. Like I told you, dude, I was sitting at the bus stop 2 weeks ago. They shoved a breathalyzer in my face. The next thing I know, I'm in the jail cell for 11 hours. I never got to tell you. About the time when I was driving down the street and the cop just claimed I hit him with my car and they charged me with 4 felony counts of aggravated assault and they did 3 months in jail for nothing. I lost my job. I lost my health insurance. I have a criminal record now. I got my license suspended for 2.5 years. My car is still sitting in the driveway. I can't drive it till January 2010 for nothing, Jason, because a scumbag cop had to lie about me.
Man. I feel for
you.
By the way,
if I lose this case, and when I was sitting at the bus stop, can we please give out the police chief's phone number and maybe a few thousand of us calling him? Maybe this officer will get in trouble. Maybe.
Yeah, we can do that. I'll have you on for a 30-minute segment.
Police chiefs, we got to reach out to them, especially the police chiefs. Definitely.
Well, there's some good police out there, but they're going to corrupt them with the garbage that is also on the force with giving them all this power. There's a reason we have limitations on power. It's so people don't get out of control. They don't have ego trips. They don't get megalomaniacal. We don't have what happens in the United Arab Emirates here. We're not supposed to. Yes, there have been some bad rogue cops in New York City, like I said, with that plunger story, or they just load 19 bullets into a guy they say has a weapon. He's got nothing. He's reaching for his keys to get into his apartment. But for God's sake, we're going to make the precedent that, again, you can interrogate somebody without a lawyer. I'm sick, dude. I'm totally sick. Eric, I thank you for the call. Kevin in California, you're on the air, sir. Yes, Kevin.
Yeah, Jason, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jason, I just want to say this is a new order of the ages. This is a time when the people stand up and get mad.
Mm-hmm. Well, we better get fired up. And I mean fired. I mean, I'm beat red right now. I can see myself